Surah Al-Mu'minun, which translates to the believers in English, is the 23rd chapter of the Qur'an. This surah addresses various themes, including the characteristics of believers, the consequences of disbelief, the importance of prayer and modesty, and the concept of monotheism, Tawheed. Here is a brief Tafseer, interpretation, of some key themes and verses in Surah Al-Mu'minun. 1. The characteristics of believers. Surah Al-Mu'minun begins by describing the characteristics of true believers. It highlights qualities such as humility in prayer, avoidance of vain talk, and giving to charity. These traits define the believers who are successful in this life and the hereafter. 2. The consequences of disbelief. The surah warns about the consequences of disbelief and disobedience to Allah. It mentions the outcomes of those who reject the guidance of God, including the loss of spiritual light and guidance. 3. The role of prayer, Salat. Surah Al-Mu'minun emphasizes the importance of prayer, Salat, and regular worship. It describes how believers humble themselves in prayer and maintain their connection with Allah. 4. Modesty and chastity. The surah highlights the importance of modesty and chastity in the behavior and attire of believers. It encourages both men and women to be modest and to lower their gaze. 5. Monotheism, Tawheed. Throughout the surah, there is a call to monotheism, Tawheed, emphasizing the oneness of Allah and the rejection of polytheism and idol worship. It calls upon people to worship Allah alone. 6. The stories of past prophets. Surah Al-Mu'minun briefly mentions the stories of past prophets and their missions, emphasizing that messengers were sent to guide humanity and calling upon people to heed their messages. 7. The mercy and forgiveness of Allah. The surah underscores Allah's mercy and willingness to forgive those who turn to Him in repentance. It encourages believers to seek Allah's forgiveness and to humble themselves before Him. 8. The concept of accountability. Surah Al-Mu'minun describes the Day of Judgment and the accountability of all individuals for their deeds. It emphasizes the importance of righteous actions and faith in the hereafter. 9. Lessons from the natural world. The surah invites people to reflect on the natural world and the signs of Allah's creation, such as the creation of humans from clay and the alternation of night and day. These signs serve as evidence of Allah's existence and creative power. In summary, Surah Al-Mu'minun contains themes related to the characteristics of believers, the consequences of disbelief, the importance of prayer and modesty, monotheism, the stories of past prophets, and the concept of accountability. It serves as a reminder of the qualities that define true believers and the need for faith, prayer, and modesty in the life of a believer.